All right. All right. Looks like we're live. I guess the sound is good. It's been a while since I've done this, frankly, so I really apologize. But hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark live stream. And my God, this lighting absolutely sucks. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Okay, let me move this back just a little bit. Yeah, this lighting is really bad, guys. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see how I can get that fixed at some point down the line. Maybe I'll see if I sit like this. Can you see me a little bit better? I don't know. Hopefully you can also hear me. That's also another thing. Been having some issues with the microphone, having issues with the lighting, just issues on top of issues because that's just the life right now. But anyway, as you can see, new year, new stream. Happy New Year to everyone. I know I'm like a week late, but I apologize. Whoa. I got my water. I got a little bit of the bubbly here, so we're going to go ahead and open it. There you go. Oh, that's refreshing. So, before we begin the festivities, since it is the new year, and if you look up here next to my pop figures, there is room for one more. And I do have one more. That's right. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Goofy. Now, the person who won this in my giveaway that I did like a while back, they never claimed it. So I'm sorry. This is mine. Person, if you are watching this, you know who you are. If you would like another one, please let me know. I will pick it up from the store. Send me your details and whatnot, and I'll send you another one. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this puppy. Well, I did find out today that Goofy is a cow and not a dog. I thought Goofy was a dog for the longest time. And a lot of you probably think I'm stupid now. That's okay. That's totally fine. Oh, look at this. Oh, wait. Look at this. He can move his head. I did not know that. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Nice. All right, let's keep him right here. There you go. There you go, Goofy. That's what's up. So, let's kind of move this guy back so you can see everything. All right. Well, I apologize if you can't see me properly because, oh my God, this crappy lighting. I am so sorry. I'm going to try to fix this sometime soon. I'll see if I can get like another light in here and just use that and turn it on whenever I do these live streams. So yeah, so I wanted to talk about a few things as well as, of course, get into our NXT and AEW review. So we will get into that. First things first, I did want to take a minute and also send out my thoughts and prayers and condolences to everybody affected in the wildfire that took place in Australia. It's definitely an absolute tragedy and an absolute travesty to endure. I cannot imagine how the families are doing right now. But yeah, it's absolutely sad. You know, I'm gonna find. I know there's a lot of ways to donate. I will definitely try to donate somehow, some sort of money to offer some sort of relief for that. But you know, it's crazy. You know, just. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what caused it exactly, but you know, it's an absolute tragedy. Like I said, it's a travesty. It shouldn't have happened, obviously, but you know, it's just right now all we can do is keep all those families in our thoughts and prayers, and of course, donate if you can, right? But along with that, a couple of other things that I want to talk about. I have two anime reviews technically one anime review that I've already got planned. So that will be out sometime this month, hopefully before January ends. I'll have a new anime review for you guys. I'm going to try to do a little bit more anime stuff. I did I think 2 or 3 anime reviews last year. I think I only did Riding Bean and Battle Angel, which of course coincided with Alita Battle Angel. So I'm going to try to do a few more anime reviews this year. I have a few in mind that I wanted to talk about. And yeah, I mean, like, so the first one I want to talk about, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but the first one I want to talk about is actually going to be a kind of an interesting one. So I'm actually really, really excited about talking about that one. So hopefully you guys will join me in that review. Another thing that I do want to promise this year is definitely more edited videos. I don't really want to do too many live streams at this point, just because I want it to feel a little bit more special. You know what I'm saying? Like, this one is a bit of a live stream. This one is a stream that, you know, that you can watch whenever. This is a stream that's you know, kind of is more or less like my State of the Union kind of address. I don't want to equate what I say here to the State of the Union address, but, you know, this is kind of what I want to say. Maybe that's what I should call it. Maybe I should call it the State of Nerdy Mark. I don't know. From now on, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so that's the thing that I want to talk about. We only had 2 anime reviews last year, so I want to see if I can at least up it to just. I'm not going to promise you an anime review every month, because I don't know how possible that is. If I can do it, great, but, you know, I can't promise you anything. Another review, the Mandalorian review, is coming up. Hopefully this month as well. I'll try to do that one this month. I'm going to definitely prioritize Mandalorian over the anime review, so I'll definitely do that. I will also be doing, reviews of. I'll also be, well, I don't know if I'll do a review of Joker anytime soon, because I still haven't seen the movie. I know that's sad. I do intend on watching it. I promise I will watch it. But I do plan on doing some more non-wrestling related content. Someone followed me on Twitter. Cool. In 2020. Speaking of followers, it was actually something interesting happened this morning. I got fat shamed, so that was cool. Some dude, some dude was trying to call out my boy's Armbar Audio, and I kind of mentioned him in the comments, and he's like, "Man, stop exposing yourself and go hit the gym." I was like, "Oh yeah, because that's great," you know. And then I went ahead and blocked him, because I said, "Well, you have no," because, you know, I mean, if you, at this point, if all you got to telling me is, "Oh, go to the weight," as your argument, then I don't think you have an argument at this point, you know. So, and if you're gonna just continue to make fat jokes about me, go ahead. Look, I mean, I know I don't have like a freaking 6-pack, but I mean, I think I'm, you know, less. I'm not nearly, like, you know, as fat as I once was. I mean, first of all, look at this shit right here. That's right. That's right. The Full Gear Challenge is working. You know, look at that, ladies. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Yeah, hold on. Well, you know, I can show a little bit. Let me show off just a little bit for y'all, just because why not? Yeah, it's lighting good. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, I'm so fat, guys. Anyway, I'm never doing that again. I am never going to do that again. I promise. Okay, I'm sorry. You know, if you enjoyed that, cool, but I'm not doing that again. Yeah, but one person left the stream because I fucking flexed. Oh, I swore. I apologize. Yeah, I'm going to try to, like I said, a lot more non-wrestling reviews. I know I mentioned that last year, and I want to seriously stick to a schedule for the review, for the like list of Nerdy Mark and Nerd Discussions. I really do want to do more Nerd Discussions. I just don't know what to talk about. So if you guys have any sort of topic that you would like to talk about, preferably non-wrestling, but if it is wrestling related, that's fine too. But if you have any sort of topic that you would like for me to talk about, or if you'd like me to, you know, give my 2 cents, and then you can give your 2 cents as well, please do send them over. You know, please comment them on this video. If you're watching this live, put it on the chat. You know, send me DMs on Twitter. Slide into my DMs. You know, they're open, right? And in the words of Joey Janela, "Hey ladies, slide into my DMs." That was great. I love that part. Anyway, so please do let me know any ideas you have for lists and discussions. I will do them. Please let me. I would love to, because I want more fan, you know, interaction and more fan involvement in this. Let me just make my browser a little bit bigger. Oh, I gotta update Firefox. Crap. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do it now. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it like right now. Duh. Well, hold on. I'm gonna just go ahead and share the stream out real quick. But yeah. So definitely, please do. Oh, I have an idea for the lighting. Definitely, please let me know if you guys have any ideas for these. You know, for for the discussions and lists. You know what I'm saying? So I would really appreciate that. Yeah. So let me do one thing with as far as the lighting is concerned. Let me just well, maybe not that. Just turn up the brightness on my phone, and I will, because I don't want to use the flashlight. You know, I don't want to use that. Well, there you go. Look at that. You can see that. Anyway, hold on. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Oh, come on. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do something like that. Yeah. I was trying to maybe do like something cool, like a little flashlight kind of, but you know what? It's okay. Bruh, yeah, I know it's late, DJ. I know it's late. I just wanted to get this stream out. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really do. Yeah, I'll try to make this short and sweet. I'm kind of just talking about like some of my plans for 2020, as well as, you know, a review for NXT and AEW. Also, I'll keep it short, but Happy New Year, DJ Storms. By the way, DJ Storms is coming this Friday with predictions for NXT UK Takeover Cardiff 2. That is quite a mouthful. That's what she said. And so, yeah, I mean, definitely look up his channel. There you go. See, you know, you got something out of showing up on my stream. So there you go. You're welcome. Anyway, so with that in mind, what else was I going to say? Yeah, so there's a lot of those things, more non-wrestling related stuff coming your way. Lists and discussions. You know, I want to, and yeah, absolutely, DJ. So DJ, as I was mentioning, if you have any ideas for lists or discussions, you can definitely let me know, either privately or here. It's up to you. So yeah, those are some things that I wanted to talk about, and that's about it, really. But moving on, I guess a quick life update. I actually kind of sort of don't have my job anymore. I don't work there. They just didn't really need. You know, they had a high demand for video editors at the time of them hiring, and then you know, they kind of really didn't need any right now. So they kind of said, okay, we're sorry, and they kind of just let me go. So that happened. It is what it is. I am doing something called Favor now to kind of just keep the lights on, the proverbial lights on. It's kind of like Uber / Uber Eats or DoorDash if you use that. So that's going to be cool. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now as I'm trying to find another job. I'm trying to find something that's not like, you know, as strenuous as my last job. Honest to God, you know, so hopefully that does happen, and you know, I can definitely move on there. But anyway, so with that being said, let's kind of get into this review of NXT and AEW, and let's begin, as we always do, with AEW Dynamite. So we began Dynamite with a tag team match. It started with, hold on, let me go up. Oh, it started with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page taking on the Private Party. This was actually a really fun match. I quite enjoyed this one. This was, you know, it had a lot of fast-paced action. Every one of these, each one of these guys showing off what they do best in the ring. So obviously, just great stuff. Adam Page still owes the private party $12 for the drink and whatnot. Speaking of drink, I'm getting a little thirsty. So that was pretty cool. There was a close miscue. Decent show overall. The 825 to 850 period was horrendous. The rest was good. Yeah, I'll get to that in just a sec. But yeah, I mean, so overall, like at the end, and then finally, there was a bit of a miscue. They did the spot where Kenny held, I think it was Mark Quinn, as Page went for the buckshot lariat. Buckshot. LOL. I taught you were Sid. Keep on drinking. Oh, okay. I don't understand the joke, but all right. I'm just kidding. But no, I mean, it's just water, dude. It's not freaking alcohol. I don't drink as, and well, I have a little bit of the bubbly here, aka seltzer water. So there's that. Yeah. And anyway. Oh, I said I taught you well. I'm sorry, DJ. I apologize. Anyway, so with that being said, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So that was good. That was interesting. The miscue almost happened, but it didn't. Luckily, Page pulled back on the lariat. However, finally we did have a private party hitting Gin and Juice on Kenny, but Adam Page did break up the pin, despite the fact that he's apparently not cool with the Elite anymore. Kenny and Page do work well as a tag team, so that's pretty awesome. So, excuse me, the match finally did end when Omega hit his one-winged angel onto Isaiah Cassidy to win the match. Afterwards, we see on the Titantron Pac giving a brutalizer to Michael Nakazawa, continuing to egg on Kenny Omega, asking for his rubber match. I'm guessing we're getting that at Revolution, so that will be really cool. But overall, good match, and let's just move on. Great match, great way to start off AEW. We then got the AEW Women's Champion. Oh no! After that was that? Yeah, no. We then got the AEW Women's Title match between Riho and Chris Statlander. This one was okay. I didn't really care too much for it. We had Brandy on commentary. She kept on calling Excalibur Exhibit, so that was cool. Then we had what's this? And then we had the Nightmare Collective all show up during this match. The match itself wasn't too bad, by the way. It was okay. It wasn't like anything to write home about. It was perfectly serviceable match at the most. Didn't really. I mean, at this point, I'm still gonna say it. I know that they're trying. I guess the Nightmare Collective is something to use to try and attempt to build up the women's division in AEW. It's just not working. Like, this Nightmare Collective is just a rehash of the Straight Edge Society, and it needs to stop. Like, it needs to go away permanently. Brandy should have to absolutely find something else to do. I mean, I kind of like the whole thing where I like her partnership with Awesome Kong. That's really cool. It's kind of like, she's the brains and Kong is the brawn. That's awesome. That's cool. Just keep that. I don't know why you need to shave people's heads and make it all like a dark and spooky and voodoo and crap. I mean, we already have a bunch of dark and spooky groups. We have the Dark Order. They're dark and spooky, a.k.a. the Spooky Perverts. You have now the Blade and the Butcher and the Bunny, or Butcher, Blade, Bunny, or Bunny, Blade, and Butcher, or the Butcher, the Baker, the Candlestick Maker. I don't know. I mean, you have all these dark-themed factions. Like, it's just getting too much, okay? So I'm not liking the Nightmare Collective. Like, it needs to stop, all right? Now I'm yes. Oh, you hate AEW? No, I don't hate AEW. I just don't like the freaking Nightmare Collective. I just don't like it. Okay, can we stop it, please? Like it's just it doesn't do anything for me. Okay, I'm continuing to compare it to the Straight Edge Society because that's basically what it is. Even though Brandy Rhodes drinks wine in her promos. Anyway, match did end with uh, both the members of the collective, Awesome Kong and Mel, I think her name is. I forgot what her name is. They both get involved, distract Chris Statlander, allowing what's her face Riho to get the roll up. Oh, by the way, Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker are watching on ringside, and they're both like. And Britt Baker is visibly angry, so that's a new Britt Baker challenge for you. In the beginning, she was doing this, looking all worried. Now you can sit like this and give us your biggest, a resting bitch face. Anyway, so now that was fine. I mean, I get it. Britt Baker's turning heel, and that's okay. That's fine. I'd actually like to say Britt Baker. Anyway, so. Oh yeah, and finally we do get revealed as to who that bald guy in a white shirt is. It's Dr. Luther. Apparently he was like a hardcore legend in Japan. That's kind of what they said on commentary. I don't know much about Luther. I know he's, from Canada, and, he's done, like I said, a lot of hardcore stuff. But other than that, I really don't know much about him. Kind of weird what he's doing there. I mean, fine, okay. I mean, from what I see, he just looks like George Steele, minus the blue tongue. That's kind of what he reminds me of. The animal George Steele, if you remember back in the day. So DJ Storm says, I'm over the Nightmare Collective. I don't mind Awesome Kong, but man, they ruined it. Yeah, like Awesome Kong is great. I love her, but what the hell? Like I said, just keep it as Brandy and Awesome Kong. That is a fine combination. I like that. That was really cool when they first debuted Awesome Kong with Brandy Rhodes. That was awesome. I don't know why they needed to do the whole voodoo shit. Like, they didn't need to do that. Anyway, I don't want to break my head over it. After the match, we have the Nightmare Collective getting in the ring, beating up on Chris Statlander, beating up on Riho. Hikaru Shida comes in, makes the save. Next week, we are getting a 6-woman tag match. I believe it's Brandy. I believe it's Brandy, Mel, or whatever her name is, and Awesome Kong taking on Riho, Chris Statlander, and Hikaru Shida. By the way, I am all for Hikaru Shida taking off the title from Riho. I think she would be a fantastic champion. Anyway, so kind of a throwaway match in my opinion. So let's just move on. We then got Sammy Guevara taking on Christopher Daniels in a pretty good match too. I thought this wasn't too bad either. By the way, this is not the last we'll see of Sammy Guevara tonight. We'll talk about that in a sec. Sammy G and CD do a great job. Both have great chemistry. Christopher Daniels shows that he can still go. It looks like he has this match won. He's basically setting up for the Angels' wings. Out comes Pentagon, and he says, "Show me that you can do it." In reference to the Arabian moonsault that he missed wildly when he and Pentagon were having that match. So he tries to go for it, but it's too little too late because Sammy Guevara does roll up the Fallen Angel for the win. And afterwards we had Pentagon laughing like a madman, and I loved every bit of it. That was awesome. But excuse me. After the match, we did have the Dark Order coming out. They offer a position for Christopher Daniels to join the Dark Order. See what I'm talking about? We have a bunch of these dark theme things. Like we're going to have, and we have Nightmare Collective asking people to join them. And now we have the Dark Order trying to recruit people. Firstly, I think the Dark Order is doing a better job at the whole, cultist faction thing than Nightmare Collective, hands down. Anyway, let's not talk about Nightmare Collective anymore. That's over. It's done. DJ Storms, if you want to continue to shit on them on the chat, go for it. I don't care. But I'm not talking about them anymore. Moving on. Now, we had Christopher Daniels being handed a mask over by Evil Uno. Evil Uno is not bad on the mic. Dark Order is definitely a positive. Dark Order versus Young Bucks. Yeah, I would like to see that. Dark Order versus Young Bucks. Anyway, so it looks Christopher Daniels teases putting on the mask, but he throws it at Evil Uno, and all the goons beat up on Christopher Daniels. The rest of SCU and the Young Bucks come out to even out the odds. Good stuff here. I think like DJ's saying, it looks like we might be building to Dark Order versus Young Bucks, or SCU versus Dark Order, or a triple or a three-way tag match, between all three factions, and maybe or a triple threat match for the AEW tag titles. Either one, I'm fine with. Just this is good. I like the story. Looks like we're going to also get Pentagon versus Christopher Daniels at Revolution. I wouldn't mind seeing their next match at Revolution. That would be really cool. We're probably already going to get Pac versus Kenny Omega Part 3, #FightForever, at Revolution. So that's probably going to happen. So you already got those. And, of course, MJF versus Cody is all but announced for Revolution. So speaking of which, well, we'll talk about that. Oh, yeah. Now, let's get on to another. Speaking of the Lucha Bros, Pentagon. Cody and Dustin Rhodes take on the Lucha Bros in a fantastic match. This was probably, I would say this was my favorite match of the night. I think both brothers have just awesome chemistry. And, it was always good seeing the older brothers going at each other and the younger brothers going at each other. They play all the hits. Pentagon with the Cero Miedo, Dustin with atomic drops galore, Cody with the scoop power slam, as well as Dustin. Both of them doing the whole fall to the ground and punch you in the face move, which is probably my favorite move of Cody. I mean, the Crossroads is amazing, obviously, but this is just something that I like from Cody. But the match did finally end. I'm gonna have to look at the results. I'm sorry, but the match did finally end when Rhodes. Yeah, so it was Dustin who hit Phoenix with the final reckoning to win the match. Afterwards, we had Tony Schiavone coming into the ring and asking Cody about what will he agree to MJF stipulations that he posed last week. Which, by the way, if you don't remember, they were that the match will be a Revolution. He will have to have he cannot touch MJF until Revolution. The match will be a Revolution, but he can't do that. He has to have a cage match with Wardlow, and he has to receive 10 lashes excuse me, on live television from Maxwell himself. So those are the stipulations that MJF has put forth if Cody wants a match with him. So Tony asks Cody the question, is he going to respond to MJF's comments? Arn Anderson, his manager, now interjects. I still don't understand why the hell he needs a manager. I mean, Cody's fine. Unless this is leading to like a Cody heel turn, I don't get why they're doing this whole manager thing. I mean, I have nothing against Arn Anderson, despite the fact that he booked Alicia Fox when she was drunk. Anyway, so, but I don't understand why Arn Anderson needs to be his manager. If we should have a manager, it should probably have been DDP, in my opinion, because he's a little bit more connected to the family, or at least Glacier. At least Glacier is also somewhat connected to the Nightmare family. But Arn Anderson, I just don't get it. I guess hey, what's his face? Sean Spears has one of the four horsemen. Cody's like, I want one of the four horsemen on my side. I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So Arn Anderson does interject, and he says, we will talk about it, and we will let you know next week. So he's basically making MJF wait. Speaking of which, MJF comes out, cuts a promo on Cody, calls him a coward, and whatnot. DDP, as I mentioned, does come out, and he tells MJF that he is, he just basically cuts a promo on MJF. He's still good on the mic. And by the way, while DDP was cutting a promo, MJF was literally on his phone and he was tweeting. Like that's a heel right there, man. Like MJF is the textbook definition of a heel. He pisses you off. He's good on the mic. He's charismatic. You love to hate him. That's what you need to do with a villain, right? So anyway, MJF, great promo. DDP does a good job. MJF then calls out the Blade and the Bunny and the Butcher. Just whatever. Butcher, the Baker, the Candlestick Man. I don't give a shit anymore. Forget it. Anyway, he calls out the Blade and the Bunny Butcher. B Cubed. That's what I want to call them. B Cubed. Anyway, he calls them out. And they all come into the ring. DDP. MJF then suggests that he's going to have sex with DDP's daughter. Let's just call it as it is. He's basically saying, I'm going to take your daughter home and I'm going to have sex with her. And that, of course, angers DDP because why wouldn't it? Any respectable father would be pissed off if some jerk-off was talking like that about his daughter. So DDP responds by attacking MJF. He takes out Wardlow and takes out the Blade and the Butcher. Oh, no, he takes out Blade and the Butcher with diamond cutters. He takes out Wardlow. He takes out MJF. And then he bumps into Wardlow. He's distracted, so MJF then low blows or kicks, DDP in the diamond jewels. And, that was the end of the segment. Or was it? Hold on. Oh, yeah, then QT Marshall and Dustin came in to even out the odds. So next week we are getting MJF, then the Blade and the Butcher and the Blade taking on DDP, Dustin Rhodes, and QT Marshall. Should be an interesting match. I know a lot of people are complaining about DDP being coming back to fight for another match. First of all, that's awesome. Look at the guy. He's in amazing shape. Looks like DDPY does work, and I should maybe I should get on it. I don't know. Maybe I need to purchase a copy myself. Anyway, DDP is in tremendous shape for his age. So I think he can still go. He's able to do the diamond cutter. And so, I mean, obviously, I think that would be really, it's just a good thing that he is able to, still go at this age. So yeah, I mean, I'm fine with DDP, coming in one-off matches like this. So this is fine in my opinion. And I personally do think that this team is going to lose and they're going to put over MJF. All of his promos were honestly just putting over MJF. That's what he's going to do. So, y'all need to chill. Seriously, y'all need to chill, okay? He's not trying to go for a title. He's not trying to be the top star, and whatnot, okay? He just is he's putting over, stars. So everyone just calm down, okay? And, but both promos were good. DDP is still good on the mic. MJF is brilliant on the mic. I don't need to say anything else. Just go watch this promo. It was fantastic. After which we do get our main event. Well, it wasn't a match. It was a segment. It is Jon Moxley's answer to Chris Jericho on whether he will join the Inner Circle. Now, Chris Jericho has made him a lucrative offer, offering him almost equal partnership with the Inner Circle, 49% of the Inner Circle's LLC, which apparently he has filed for somehow, along with a sweet-looking Ford GT, which is a $750,000 car, even though last week he said it was worth millions of dollars. So, Jericho, your math is a little bit off. I don't know what to believe anymore. Anyway, so we then had Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, and Sammy G all come out into the ring, and they invite Jon Moxley. Now, Chris Jericho tries to do Justin Roberts' job. Chris Jericho, you are the GOAT, but please don't ever do that again because I need to hear Justin Roberts announce Jon Moxley. I'm not going to do it either because I don't want to taint the sanctity that is Justin Roberts announcing Jon Moxley. So, I still would rather that Justin Roberts do the whole thing with John Moxley than Chris Jericho. That's just me. Anyway, excuse me. So, that being said, we have John Moxley coming out from the crowd. He's not, has an opened up jacket and everything. He's wearing a jacket, but it's all zipped up. He comes down to the ring, and basically opens up his jacket and basically cuts a gets on the mic, and he basically says yes. So he unzips his jacket, and you see him wearing the Inner Circle T-shirt. So it looks like John Moxley is the 6th member of the Inner Circle. They all open up a little bit of the bubbly. They drink all the champagne in the world. They spray it everywhere. Drink it. Moxley drinks it, spits it out. Just that's because he's a badass and he does that. And everybody, is booing. Everybody doesn't like that he's joining the Inner Circle. Understandable, obviously. And then of course, he gets the keys to the Ford GT. He mentions that he paid cash for a 2015 Dodge Ram, and he was going to ride it until the wheels fell off. But now he has the keys to the Ford GT. So all that good stuff. So that's pretty cool. And finally, this segment does end with John getting another bottle getting some more of the bubbly, and saying to Chris Jericho, "Hey man, I was just kidding. I would never join the Inner Circle. It's a stupid group, and you have nothing to offer me except that." And he points at the AEW title, smashes the champagne bottle onto Chris Jericho's face, hits him with a paradigm shift. Sammy G comes in, plants him with a paradigm shift, and hauls ass out of the ring. Doesn't want anything to do with Jake Hager, apparently. Jake Hager is actually cradling Chris Jericho in his arms, and it's just so cool to see. And then he's actually looking up, and he's literally, you can't hear it, but he's mouthing Moxley, and it's really cool. It was just really funny, and it's just so cool to see that, anyway. But Moxley then takes off the Inner Circle shirt, throws it into the ring, and he walks up, and we end AEW with Moxley, brandishing the keys to the Ford GT. So it's pretty cool. He got the Ford GT, and he's not joining the Inner Circle without joining the Inner Circle. That's pretty awesome. I loved this segment. I would say that this did it for me. Overall, the episode of AEW was pretty good, but this segment right here just made it that much better. So I liked it a lot. So good on AEW. Looking forward to the eventual match between Moxley and Jericho, which I do feel like is happening at Revolution as well. So we will keep a lookout on that. And let's move on, though, now to, with that being said, let's move on to NXT. We begin NXT with your new NXT Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. She is trying to cut a promo. Poor Rhea, but she keeps getting interrupted every 2 seconds. The first person to interrupt her is NXT UK's Toni Storm. And she comes out and she basically says this Sunday, because she's going to face off against Kaylee Ray at TakeOver Blackpool 2. And she says, okay, she says that after that, at Worlds Collide, I'm going to be a double champion. Of course, Rhea accepts because she's a badass and whatnot. And honestly, hashtag fight forever. That's going to be a good match. By the way, Toni Storm has been hitting those squats a little, hitting some extra squats in the gym, and they're definitely paying off. I like I like the view. Anyway, Toni Storm. This is like in my little fantasy harem of NXT superstars. Toni Storm, Io Shirai, and Xia Li, and maybe even Asuka, throw her in there. They're all in my little harem of WWE superstars. Anyway, god damn. Oh, man, I need a girlfriend. Anyway, so, but anyway, that happens. Kaylee Ray interrupts the NXT UK Women's Champion. She says some things like, "Oh, you're not going to beat me at TakeOver Blackpool." Io Shirai interrupts, knocks the mic out of Kaylee Ray's hand, picks it back up, and she goes up to and faces off against Rhea, and she says something in Japanese, and then she just looks at the belt, looks at the women's title, and just says mine. I was like, that's awesome. I loved it. After that, Bianca Belair came in, and looks like she's been taking promo classes from MJF, because she basically says that she's better than you and better than you and better than you and better than you. So that was pretty interesting. Afterwards, finally, Candice LeRae comes up. This time, Rhea just cuts her off. She's like, let me guess. You want a shot at the title too? Candice is like, yeah. And then after that, I think she says like something like, I forgot what she says, but finally it breaks into a brawl between the baby faces and the heels. And out comes a referee, and William Regal has made an impromptu match, a 6-woman tag match. Toni Storm, Candice LeRae, and the NXT Women's Champion Ripley on one side, and then of course Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion, on the other side. So this is how we start off the show. Interestingly, we have both shows starting off with tag teams. Coincidence, right? This was also a very fun match. This was really good stuff here. I have not seen much of Kaylee Ray wrestle. I mean, I did see the match that she did have with Toni Storm at TakeOver Cardiff, and also I even saw her performance at War Games. But that is like my extent of watching Kaylee Ray. I like Kaylee Ray. She's pretty impressive. Like I said, her theme song absolutely slaps, and this was fine. This was good. We had Candice LeRae playing the babyface in peril for a while, but then finally we did have her big sister Rhea Ripley. Well, technically her little sister, but she looks like her big sister. Rhea Ripley coming in. Finally, we had a lot of cool stuff where there was a lot of chaos breaking down. All 6 women hitting, big moves on each other, hitting drop kicks and enziguris and stuff like that on each other. So that was good stuff. So again, just playing all the hits once again. So that's fine. Finally, the match did end when Rhea Ripley hit a huge riptide onto Bianca Belair to win the match. It was then later announced that there's going to be, excuse me, a gauntlet match in the women's division to determine who is going to, to determine who might get a shot at the NXT Women's title. One of the participants includes my wife Xia Li, so that's awesome. Anyway, but moving on. But it was a good match, though. I really, really liked it. I forgot to mention, it is time for the Dusty Rhodes Classic. It is back, baby. I'm not going to do the Dusty Rhodes impression, but we have 2 matches on the first round starting today. We have the Forgotten Sons taking on Fabian Eichner and Marcel Barthel of Imperium. Looks like Wesley Blake got not Wesley Blake. What's his name? Steve Cutler got a haircut, so now I can at least distinguish the two. This wasn't too bad. I really still don't care about Forgotten Sons. But of course, the Imperium put on a good performance. They're obviously do use the classic style of wrestling and whatnot, and it was good. I liked it. They finally did hit a European bomb onto the Forgotten Sons to win the match, so they advanced to round 2. So that was good. So that was great. Then we move on to Austin Theory taking on Joaquin Wilde. This was kind of a blink and you miss it kind of a match. Obviously, Austin Theory was. Oh shoot! Hold on one second. I gotta get the battery charged. Otherwise, the stream will just go off. Yeah, that would suck. And looks like my sound is off again. Fuck. All right. Hold on one sec, folks. And hold on. Let me see if I can get the sound back on. Well, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Sorry about this. Oh my god. Right when the Hold on. Oh my goodness. Why is this happening? Okay. Well, I don't understand. I don't get this. What's happening? Okay. I'm gonna end the stream. All right. Well,